Peace, peace. This is Brother Faheem, and you are now tuned in to the Lead with Logic podcast. You know the vibes. Peace, 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 peace. Welcome back to another episode of Lead with Logic. I'm Brother Faheem, your most gracious and humble host. Hey, man, it feels good to be here. It feels good to be back in the place to be. Man, hopefully it's another Monday. Hopefully your Monday wasn't blue. I know I got my nice Fly Lead with Logic hoodie on with the peach emblem. Yeah, black Lead with Logic hat. But yeah, hopefully y'all grab a blue sweatshirt, a blue hoodie, and your Monday wasn't blue at all. Yeah. Man, so much drama in the world, so much going on, so much going on, so much going on. Man, I'd like to say welcome, 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 welcome. I see we got one person in the place to be. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes, I think I know who this is. Bro, yes. Yes, sir. Ice cold. What's going on, brother? Welcome, man. Uh so much drama in the world. Can't nobody feel your pain. What is new? What is new, y'all? What is new? It's a lot going on. It is a whole lot, whole lot going on, man. It's hard for me to call it ice cold. It is hard. But it seems like every time I turn around, man, it's something that is shocking. Yeah, man, I appreciate you, big bro. Man, it's something shocking happen all the time. I be saying to myself, it's not necessarily the situation or the circumstance that always amazes me. Peace, y'all come on in. It's people's responses or their reactions. It's not what you do, it's how you carry it. That's always what grabs me. How people carry things. It be like, whew, it be out there. It be out there. I'm gonna tell you, it be out there. And I'll be like, ooh, that's crazy. So, man, I'm listening, I'm looking, I'm reading, and grandma tells me, what about that dude, Jay Carter? My mom, she didn't call him Jay Z. She said Jay Carter. She said, what's this going on, baby, with Jay Carter? Who in the heck is Jay Carter? I don't know, Jake. Who is that? You know, the ribbity rap, the hibbity hap. You know who I'm talking about. You mean Jay Z? Yeah, him. Oh, what about him? What's up? What's up? Married to Beyonce, making millions of dollars, a mogul. He living the life. Shoot, he been retired for the last 30 summers. That's what Jay-Z been doing. She was like, nah, he in some trouble. And so I looked at the tube, turned on the tube, man, and what do you know? Jay-Z has been added into that lawsuit that was filed back in October. That was initially just Puffy. Now it's Jay. He's included in there as well. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. This is nuts. So I did some digging, found out some interesting things. Yeah, a lot of interesting things. A lot of interesting things. And I'm gonna go over a lot of them. Got some good videos for you guys to check out. Some things that hopefully you guys haven't seen. And just some evidence, some clips, some legal pundits. I love when these things happen because the legal pundits, the lawyers, the judges. I love Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown be going off, and the older Joe Brown gets, the funnier he gets. He's getting cantankerous to where when he's talking, if you if you cut him off, Joe be like, "Shut the hell up! Now I'm talking. Hold on." Joe is something else. Joe is something else. Real quick before I get started, I gotta talk to my big brother Ice right here. Ice. I was listening to Tariq Nasheed talk about OJ Simpson, and this is relative. If y'all listening, this is relative because we're seeing a deviation or a type of OJ esque where you see a black man getting, you know, accused of something and he's guilty before proven innocent. The same thing we're seeing with that we saw with OJ, we're seeing with Puffy and Jay Z. Hopefully, it doesn't go far with Jay Z. I'm really Puffy either, but I thought about you, Ice, because Tariq even went into some stuff that I didn't find out, and I thought I did some thorough investigation on Mr. Orenthal James Simpson. Tariq, he blew me. Well, he didn't blow me out the water. He just added on a few facts. I didn't realize that it was a woman that said 4 men were seen leaving the scene of the crime the night that she was killed. I didn't realize that they took photos of OJ's body and it was unmarked up, and that's impossible. If he had been struggling in a fight with those two, if he had slit their throat the way their throats were slit, you know what I mean? And so I was like, whoa. I didn't realize that, that they had discounted all of that evidence, everything. They threw all of that away just so they could pin it on Uncle. I call him Uncle OJ now. That's and and he didn't come to the cookout all the time. OJ he wasn't interested in the cookout. He wasn't. But when I saw all of that, it really made me, like I told you, I kind of shed a tear when OJ died just because I knew what he had gone through and I knew where he had come from, right? And I didn't know him personally, but I knew he came from the streets of I think it was San Francisco, the projects. I want to say in San Francisco. Yeah, yeah, he came from San Francisco, and it's like, man, he went through a lot, and he got he got to the pinnacle, he got to the top, and people still didn't appreciate him, man. So I was thinking to myself, damn. But I thought about you, man, because I was like, oh, wow, Tariq was he was saying everything I said about the ETA and I don't know if you watched that bill, Ice, where I broke it down and showed how Mark Furman busted the case wide open, how the LAPD was really super racist at that point, doing a whole lot of things that was underhanded and illegal. So yeah, but I thought about you, man. But what we getting ready to see is much of the same, much of the same. But again, it is really, really interesting how don't don't really they act as if they're clueless, man. They act as if they are totally clueless. I'm getting ready to send this out, y'all. Who else is there? I see two of y'all. Wherever you are, wherever you listening, wherever you watching it can only be one or two places, right? You either on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you are, share it out. Share it out with your people. Share it out with your people. I think they'll enjoy it. I think they will enjoy it. This is news that they can absolutely use. Oh, there goes another person. Welcome, welcome. Hey, y'all, I want y'all to come on into the comments. Leave some comments. Get involved with what you're seeing, what you are hearing. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I'm sitting here sending out posts right now, y'all. Trying to get some more people in here. I know people are gonna watch it back, but I want somebody to talk black to me and talk back to me at the same time. So, man, y'all come on in. Relax yourself. Let your conscience be free. Cool out to the sounds of Brother Faheem or Brother Lee. Yeah, yeah. But hopefully the week is going well. This is something, yet another one, man. It seems like it never the saga the saga continues, man. I posted something. I posted something that Pops Keys, I know 19 Keys, his dad was talking about how the woman will be used against the original man, against the black man in the end. And that's exactly what we are seeing. Jonathan Majors, Jay-Z, Puffy, Bill Cosby. No one is safe. No one is exempt. No one is exempt at all. And I'll give me a few. I'm just trying to get some people on. I had to get this link out, y'all. Oh, okay. It's people coming in and out, Ice. People coming in and out. I'm trying to invite some people. I'm gonna get started at 8:15. I'm gonna try to get as many people, and then I'm gonna get us on up the road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want y'all to check it out. Check it out. Come on in, man. Come on in. Wherever you at, wherever you are. I'm gonna put this link on. Put the link on X as well, so people can come through and partake of this dope conversation. Yeah, partake of it. It's interesting what's going on. So much drama in the world, but Jay-Z is the man, though. Y'all gonna see. Jay is the man. I like how he handled himself. But Jay's always been pretty shrewd. He's always been pretty shrewd. Yeah, yeah. Central. Just hey, Ice. Just 7:15 your time. Yeah, 7:15 Central Time. Yep. Because I'm on East Coast. So yeah, 7:15 your time. I'm not waiting an hour to get started. It's just a few minutes. It's just a few minutes. That's all. Yeah, just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. What else is going on? The cat that strangled that brother in New York with the mental illness, he got off today. Did y'all see that? The white cat got off. He got off. He sure did. Yep, he got right on off. I was like, wow. Can't say I was surprised. Cannot say I was surprised. Can't say I was surprised at all. Cat Williams buys some land in Alabama. He buys a former military installation. Just the other things that are in the news right about now, right? That I've been seeing. He's going to launch his own studio. I think that's dope. I think that's a power move. Cat Williams is smart. That's a power move. That is a huge power move because I get so tired of actors and actresses complaining about how unjust Hollywood is. If it's unjust, you got to build something for yourself. Sam Greenlee told us if you're going to work for them, get the money and run, but don't cry about it. They used to own slaves. Now they just rent us. You can always break the lease. Go and break the lease. This is a part of breaking the lease. Freedom ain't free. It comes with responsibility. That's a bar. Freedom is not free. It comes with a responsibility, and you have to be willing to accept that responsibility. And what Cat Williams has showed us is that he's willing to accept. Now, I didn't agree with everything Cat was saying in that interview, right? I thought Cat was talking a bit crazy, but that don't mean that's not a brilliant move. That he just a nice power move. Yeah, give me a few more minutes. Hang with me, Ice. What's been going on, big bro? What's been going on? Yeah, what's been going on back at home? Yeah, he. Yeah, man. What's been going on at home? What's been going on at home? People sticking their head in. I ain't gonna hurt them. I ain't gonna hurt them. Hammer don't hurt them. Let's see. Let's get back to some people that need to come through here. Hammer don't hurt them. Jay-Z. Daily grind. I heard that. I know that's right. I know that's right, big brother. I know that is correct. I know that is correct. Yeah. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in, trying to get it in, trying to get the people in here. If not, it'll just be me and you, Ice. I'll be breaking it down for you, big dog. Oh, Ice. Says cold as a woman's heart. Ice is cold as a woman's heart. That's cold, Jack. That's cold. That is ice cold. Jules got no drop. You on the drop top. Pink rose. Think OJ. Yes, sir. It's 8:15. I'm just going down the line. I'm getting ready to come through. I'm getting ready, y'all. I'm getting ready. I just want some people to just inviting my people. Just inviting my people. That's all. Just trying to invite my people. Call an ambulance. Tell them come pick up your people. Call an ambulance. Tell them pick up your people. Let's see. Let's see. We are the party people night and day. I guess the people saying, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna go out. It's only me and you in here, Ice. It's only me and you in here. That's why I'm trying to get as many as I can, brother. My clock got stuck at 14. So it's 8:14 where I'm at. Oh snap. Let me get one more person in particular. They wanted me to hit them up. They wanted me to hit them up when I started. They wanted me to hit them up. Oh, let's see. Where's that person? Where's that person? Where is that person? Said we on deck. The upper room. Welcome, 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 welcome. We getting ready to get started. Don't worry. There they are. After I do this one more, I'm gonna get started. Well, all right. All right. Well, we got it going. We got it going. All right, there we go. All right, all right, all right. Everybody's okay. Okay. Just some housekeeping. Hey man, listen, I'm glad y'all are here. We are Army of Three, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Look, Jay-Z, guilty by association. Earlier I had said, my mom came in and was like, have you been keeping up with that hibbity hapster? You know the guy, Jay Carter. Jay Carter, who is that? You mean hibbity hapster? You mean Jay-Z? Yeah, him. Hard knock life, Yeah, what about him? Well, he's in a little bit of trouble. Look on the news, and what do I see? They got Jay-Z hemmed up. They done added him to that October lawsuit that was filed against Sean Puffy Combs. Two Seans, right? Sean Combs and Sean Carter. Both SCs. Wow. They've added Jay-Z into it. He's into the mix now. And it's horrible. I think I'm gonna start it off like this. I'm gonna show y'all a little video. Get everything together. Here we go. Just a little video of what we're gonna get into. Do 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 do. Yeah, this right here is one of many. One of many videos that we're going to get into. One of many. There's so much stuff going on. So much stuff. Hold on. So what I'm getting ready to show you guys is one of the few videos I'm gonna play. This just gives a basic breakdown of what I'm gonna talk about today, right? Just a little bit about Jay-Z. If y'all haven't seen it, maybe you have. If you haven't, buckle up. If you have, well, sit tight. Either way, I think you're in for a treat. You are in for a treat. All right, let's see.
All right, did you hear about this? Rapper and music mogul Jay-Z is now being accused of raping a third girl with Sean Diddy Combs during an MTV VMA after party in the year 2000. The rapper issued a blistering statement in response and directed his comments at attorney Tony Buzbee, who filed the suit, saying, quote, "You've made a terrible error in judgment."
Technical difficulties. Y'all hold up. Give me a sec.
Thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Criminal defense attorney Lexi Rigdon joins me now. Lexi, good morning to you. What a development here. So another thing Jay-Z said in his statement is that this was a civil suit filed against him. And he said, these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one, essentially saying, if I really did these things, treat me the way I should be treated. So how should we be thinking about all of this? What do you think?
Well, that's some denial from him. And, sometimes celebrities have pretty muted denials, like, I'm not going to comment now, or I direct all questions to my lawyers. I actually admire the strength of the denial. I think that at this point, there's no objective indicia of reliability to this complaint. Now, obviously, things are going to play out and we're going to end up learning more. But if you look at it on its face, it's a 24-year-old complaint. Very significantly, he was not named in the lawsuit in the first instance when it was filed. The girl was allegedly 13 at the time it happened. And in the complaint, it says that she had been given something and she was quote unquote woozy. And so I think that this just needs to be looked at in kind of a measured way. Unlike the media is treating some people in the media, Pete Hegseth being one of them, where they automatically hear an allegation and they run with it. I think that this needs to be treated in a measured type of way. We don't need knee-jerk societal reactions. Anybody can make allegations against somebody, and people who are rich and famous are particularly targets. And so obviously I don't know what happened, but I think it just needs to play out, and we need to give him the benefit of the doubt at this point.
Well, that's what Tony Buzbee is saying. And so this federal lawsuit was originally filed in October. So interesting that we're only learning about this now. And then Tony Buzbee responded to Jay-Z's statement by writing this on X. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, meaning the defendant, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he has tried to bully and harass me. And this plaintiff, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York declined to comment on whether the office is pursuing this case. So what happens next?
Well, who knows what's going to happen with that? I mean, we don't know if the feds are going to be looking into this. They may well be at this point. I think that there are people further looking into Diddy. I think there might be a superseding indictment coming, and probably looking into the people that he's associated with himself. But this also may well be beyond the statute of limitations. So it really just depends. I mean, as it stands right now, I can't imagine that there's enough evidence to necessarily bring something, because somebody's accuser saying something happened 24 years ago without more evidence is probably not going to be enough. But then again, we don't know what evidence she has. So it really remains to be seen if this is actually going to be passed on to the criminal authorities, or if they're working on it at this point.
All right. So jury deliberations in the Daniel Penny.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. What I thought was interesting about that clip was Jay-Z he reverted back to the street, right? He said, "Oh, you think I'm one of these rappers, one of these candy ass rappers or celebrities that's just gonna fold." Nah, that's not even how it's going down over here, player. I'm different. I'm from the projects, cat. What's going on, Wise? What's happening? Peace, salute. Yeah, I'm from the projects, player. It's not going down like that. I'm gonna fight you. And I love that he didn't get hood, he didn't get ignorant. He kept it real shrewd and real stoic and real professional. Yeah, it's a fight on their hands. If this even goes anywhere. So basically what has happened is there were some charges that were filed back in October. We're gonna read over those charges real quick. Some charges that were filed against P. Diddy, against Puffy, right? And initially, there was no Sean Jay Z Carter involved. Puffy was, I mean, Jay Z wasn't even involved. He wasn't. What do you call it? What do they call? What's the term? It's a term that they use when you're included in a lawsuit or in legal proceedings. He wasn't named. I'll say it like that. He wasn't named as one of the people who was who was a part of it. But now there have always been, since this whole Puffy debacle has started, there have been people saying stuff like, "Oh, a lot of people getting ready to go down. Ooh, it's going to be a lot of celebrities." And I can, you know what? I can remember people mentioning Jay Z and saying to myself, people are so evil and so wicked that they want to wish harm on a man that has nothing to do with any of that stuff other than he just merely is in association and he has business dealings with Mr. Combs. But are y'all gonna now indict everybody? Are y'all gonna charge everybody that came to these parties? Is that how you gonna do it? Yeah, so this is just a timeline. I'm pulling up a timeline, y'all. It's on Forbes. Yeah, it's a timeline on Forbes. Hopefully you guys can check this out. I know my service. I had to do some cleaning this thing up so it can run a little bit faster. It's tripping. But nonetheless, what we have here is look at there, look at there. Put it up. All right, here we go. What we have here. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Y'all bear with me. So what we have here is a Forbes article that really dives into the allegations. Man, this thing is my service is getting nervous. What is going on? What is going on? Let me see. Let me see. Murphy's Law. Mac, don't fail me now. What we'll do like this. We'll make do with what we have. October the 15th, a woman named Ashley Parham filed suit against Combs in a California federal court claiming she was violently gang raped by Combs and accomplices in 2018 after she claimed on a FaceTime call. That's not it. That's not it, because this was the one. Uh, Buzbee filed his first 6 lawsuits against Combs on behalf of unnamed plaintiffs who plan to file civil lawsuits, rape, and sexual abuse of minors, and claims that will include many powerful people and many dirty secrets. Right? That's fear mongering at its best. Fear mongering at its best. Now, I'm not sure because that says in 2018, and the situation or the instance that we're talking about, it happened in what, in 2000 and in 2000. I'm sorry, in 2000. There we go. Okay, there we go. See, you gotta be smarter than a machine. Yeah, but the alleged rape that Jay-Z was included in on, it happened in 2000. That's saying 2018, so that's not it. But initially, it was filed. You saw where Busby filed his first 6 lawsuits, and then he also before that he said it was 120 people he was representing who were going to come out in the civil courts. That's interesting, right? Why would they come out in the civil courts, right? The civil. If these people, well, I'll say it to the end, but yeah. So that was what happened, and now it's come out, and they're saying that Jay Z was he held this whoever this anonymous person is, excuse me, they are claiming that Puffy and Jay-Z raped her. And they he held her down, raped her, and then Puffy held her down and raped her. That's what they're alleging that happened. Uh when the girl said she was the victim or alleged the accuser, I'm trying to get it right, the accuser, right, is saying that they were 13 years old, and it was after the 2000 VMAs Video Music Awards, excuse me. That's when this happened. So, yeah. Uh but that's the timeline. I wanted to show you guys that, and that's in Forbes, right? That shows, what was what was what was filed. Welcome y'all. Welcome y'all. Having a couple of service issues, but you know what? I'm gonna show this and let the video run, like Jay-Z said. Let the video run so y'all can see exactly. CNN is going to explain it as well. So here it is, months later, after it was first initially signed or initially filed, and Jay-Z wasn't included. They came back now, and now Jay-Z is included. Uh, and so, yeah. So they're moving forward, and Jay-Z wasn't the happiest about it. I showed in a clip. If you guys didn't see it, he said, "This is crazy. Why would we need to go to civil court?" Right? Civil court is based on a preponderance, not beyond a shadow of a doubt. And in civil court, it's typically a payoff. People are typically doing that because they want the money. I'll also tell you before I start the video what happened was this. What I read was this. This fella, Tony Buzbee out of Houston, he initially got in touch with Jay-Z's people and said, "Listen, we don't want to go to court. We want to have a mediation. Okay. We want to settle. But we have some pretty incriminating evidence. And if you don't settle with us for a disclosed amount, we're going to sue. We're going to take you to civil court and sue and win." Well, from what we've seen, even Puffy, that's what happened with him and Cassie, right? He settled. That's what we saw with Michael Jackson. Tom Mesereau said that's what led to other court proceedings. That's what opened up the floodgates. That's what Tom Mesereau said. Go watch that on Vlad TV. Jay-Z said, "No, I'm fighting. I'm fighting. You're going to have to bring the facts. You're going to have to bring the evidence, and you won't smear my name. Sorry. I'm not going for the banana in the tailpipe. Not this time." And here we are. And that was very, very shrewd. That was an appropriate response, because he's saying it was very extortive. He's saying that Tony Busby is involved in extortive tactics. And by the way, as of late, the two lawyers that have been very, very active in all of these sex claims against brothers, against black men, affluent black men, has been Gloria Allred and Tony Buzbee. Like Tony Buzbee said, there's 120 other victims or alleged victims ready to sue and go straight to civil court. So I'm gonna let you see this. CNN video.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot to unpack here. Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it. It's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning. Good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to the evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right, more than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And, you know, we'll see what happens or if the DA looks and investigates.
So what happens now?
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right? Before that, just briefly, there was a demand letter sent. And a demand letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to look at it criminally, look at it criminally, but it'll go through the fact-finding process. If a trial is necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money, and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touched on point two that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amended, an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that? The fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name.
Yeah, you know, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000. Why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument. You need the facts to sustain it. Let's see if they come up with any facts.
Yes, all right, we will see. All right, Joey Jackson.
Birds of a feather. You coming up with that argument. You need the facts to sustain it. That's crazy that brother said, why didn't you add it on? Was Jay-Z celebrity 1 or was he celebrity 2? What changed between that time and this time, right? What happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. It's a money grab. You with a lawyer who's known and notorious for suing celebrities. Him and Gloria Allred. And they're going straight to civil court. That's crazy, right? That's why what Jay-Z said was so precise, so on point. If you really want justice, ladies and gentlemen, why go straight to the civil court? Brothers, sisters, if you had a daughter that was raped at 13, is there any amount of money that you would take that could replace justice? It's not. Listen, it's not no amount of money that could make up for justice. Period. There's not an amount. So you mean to tell me all of y'all are going straight to civil suit? And notice the verbiage, y'all. It's a civil suit. It's not a criminal charge. Now, brother did say potentially if they get up enough evidence, it could be elevated. We'll see. Welcome, welcome. I see 11 people in here. That's what's up. That is what's up. Peace, 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 peace. I'm Brother Lead. I'm Brother Faheem of the Lead with Logic podcast. Man, I appreciate y'all coming on in. Listen, we are in the comments. If y'all have something to say or y'all just want to say what up, let me know who you are. Say what's up. I'm here. I'm just coming through to say what's going on. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I do. Hanging out. So yeah, that was breaking down, you know, the facts. Yeah, hit that like button. Absolutely hit the like and subscribe. Please hit the like and subscribe and share it out. Share this out, right? Share it out. If you're on Facebook, share it out. Send it in the messenger. If you're on X, repost it. I left it on my page. You know, if you are watching on YouTube and YouTube only, hey, you know, send the link to somebody and they'll enjoy it. I promise you they'll enjoy it. But yeah. So yeah, why now? But again, here's an article. I'm going to share something with you guys. Who is Tony Buzbee? That's what I asked. Who is Tony? What do we know about this guy? Because we saw where Jay-Z, you know, he filed a countersuit. Because like he said, I have a child who is at the age where her friends and her peers are now aware of what's going on and they will be asking questions. So here's the Complex article. You can go to Complex and check it out. Who is Tony Buzbee? What to know about lawyer behind Jay-Z and Diddy lawsuit. I'm going to just cut to the chase. I'm going to cut to it. Let's do like this. Let's see if this works. Cross our fingers. Well, all right. The Texas-based lawyer, according to his bio on the official site for his Buzbee law firm, is a former recon Marine officer, and the son of a butcher and high school cafeteria worker. He's listed as having studied law at the University of Houston Law Center and is licensed in Texas and New York. He also ventured into politics at one point, running for mayor in Houston. Okay. All right. 2023 interview on the Killer Cross Examination podcast, Buzbee, who was 56, gave a quick rundown on his path toward launching his own practice, noting that he first spent a year with Houston's Sussman Godfrey firm, or Sussman. Okay. That's him. What has he done? Listed past or former clients for the Buzbee law firm, including Texas Governor Rick Perry, Attorney General Ken Paxton, and late Margaritaville songwriter Jimmy Buffett. As for notable cases against public figures, Busby's name has been a frequent presence in the aforementioned wave of legal actions against Diddy. In 2021, Buzbee represented over 125 clients in a case involving the fatal crowd crush incident at Travis Scott's Astro. I can't see that. A festival. It looks like Astro World Festival. What has he said about the Jay allegation? In a tweeted statement shared on December 8th, Buzbee alleged that Jay previously filed a frivolous case under a pseudonym, further accusing him of trying to bully and harass him and his client. His conduct has had the opposite impact, Buzbee said on X. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve. As far as the allegations in the complaint file, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. In other words, they're not gonna get into a words with Jay-Z, right? His client stayed poised. There we go. There we go. That's what he was. What did Jay-Z say about him? Also on Sunday, Jay shared his own statement through the official Rock Nation account X. And he alleged that Buzbee had previously made a blackmail attempt. He called the allegations themselves heinous in nature, right? Arguing that they should be given the criminal treatment instead of going the civil route, right? If you're truly involved for justice, if you truly want justice, then let's go. Let's go to criminal. Then I'm gonna fight it, right? I'm gonna fight it. I'm not gonna let it slide. I'm not gonna settle with money because that's the easy way out. That's a cop out. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? That's what he said. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. So apparently, Mr. Buzbee has done this sort of thing. So I have another article where it kind of goes into just that. It mentioned, I want to say Deshaun Watson, one of the football players. It was something that happened with Deshaun Watson, and Buzbee was involved in that, right? He was involved. And so let's see about that. Let's see about getting that up. Yeah, Buzbee, Houston lawyer. Yeah. So, man, hold on. Let me share this real quick so we can see who this individual is. And all this is important, man. When you guys are thinking about, when you're trying to figure out, man, when you're trying to be logical, when you're using objective evidence, non-emotions, these are the things that you should be doing. These are the questions that you should be asking, because it only helps you get a better degree of understanding. It only helps you understand things in 3D, right? You know, you have to look, who are these people and what are they doing? Who are these people and what are they doing? Here we go. This is going to go a little bit deeper. That was just a generalization of what who he is, but this is going to get real specific. Houston attorney, Tony Buzbee lawsuit. All right, here we go. The new filing. Put this up just a little bit. Y'all don't laugh. New filing against Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, comes months after Buzbee announced he would represent hundreds of sexual assault victims in legal efforts against rapper Sean Diddy Combs, who's been federally indicted for alleged sex trafficking. Houston attorney Tony Buzbee is leading a legal effort targeting high-profile rapper and businessman Jay-Z, who was accused in courtroom documents of drugging and sexually abusing a minor in 2000. The new filing against Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, comes months after Buzbee announced he would represent hundreds of sexual assault victims in legal efforts against rapper Sean Diddy Combs, who's been federally indicted for alleged sex trafficking, right? First reported by NBC News, Carter and Combs are accused in court documents filed by Jane Doe Sunday of drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards ceremony. And another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor, but did nothing to stop the assault, according to the lawsuit filed in the Southern District Court of New York. In a statement posted on social media, Carter implored Buzbee to file a criminal complaint, not civil, backing up the heinous allegations asserted in the lawsuit. My lawyers received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Buzbee, Carter said. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. Carter asserted that Buzbee seemed to exploit people for personal gain and had made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. Only in your network of conspiracy theories, fake physics will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable, Carter said. Lawyers representing the anonymous woman first sent a letter to Carter outlining the allegations, right? So they look, this is what's going on. This is what we got on you. This is Buzbee sending this letter, requesting a mediation to resolve the matter, right? So let's come together and deal with this. That's a classic play. And you heard brothers say that they do that. They send these letters and they go straight for mediation. And that's where the settlement comes in. Hey, look, this doesn't have to go public. We can settle this, but we're going to need a large sum of money, a disclosed sum of money. In Sunday court documents, Carter is accused of then filing his own lawsuit against Buzbee, outlined with frivolous allegations. According to the lawsuit, Carter also orchestrated a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiffs from naming Jay-Z herein. So basically, Jay-Z gonna strong arm him, right? He gonna pull a mob tactic. He's a don now. Sean Corleone, right? That's what they're alleging. Just last month, an anonymous lawsuit was filed against Buzbee in Los Angeles, accusing the lawyer of extorting high-profile individuals. In a statement on X, Buzbee said Carter had previously denied being the one who sued him and his law firm. What he fails to say in his recent statements is my law firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him, Buzbee said. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. So Jay-Z countersues, and he also alleges that this guy is known and notorious for, sticking it to people, for, having fraudulent claims being made, right? So let me say this. Let me stop sharing so I can say this. So these are the things that we have to do when we think about justice, y'all. Justice is nothing that comes easy. When you talk about getting freedom, justice, and equality, it's more than just a notion. It's more than just a saying that sounds good. You need to look at who's making these claims, who's supporting the people making these claims, and when the who, what, when, where, why, when the claims were made, all that good stuff. Here it is, 24 years ago, 13-year-old girls raped after the VMA. Nothing's come of this. Nothing's been done. No charges have been filed. All of a sudden, you coming out the woodwork with something. I'm not saying, I don't know what happened. I'm not saying this young lady is lying if she's not, but I definitely believe that, number one, we live in this is America. You innocent until proven guilty. Number two, we already know that these are hard economic times. Well, hell, it's always hard economic times when you're talking about, getting money, sticking people up for their bread. Like Biggie said, damn, why they want to stick me for my paper? When you talking about sticking people for their papers, it's always a good time. But all of these things just are a little bit too coincidental, right? And they happen like this. It's a classic playbook. We saw it with Bill Cosby. We saw it with R. Kelly. We see it with all of these, even Michael Jackson, in a sense, right? People now begin to pile on all of these charges when the floodgates open up, right? So it's like, come on, man. Come on. Really? Are you serious? You know, why are you now going to civil court? And why are you just now speaking up? I get it. People be ashamed. I understand the victim mentality, or people have been victimized. They're not oftentimes they don't want to share. When things of sexual negative, that's a real thing. When when people have been through sexual trauma, they don't always want to share. Sometimes people take that stuff to their grave. Sometimes they take it to their grave. Sometimes they don't want to share it. That's the truth. That's the truth. But so many times, what we see is when affluent men are charged or accused or it's alleged that they've done something, automatically, especially if it's an original man, if it's a black man, automatically they are considered guilty. And now with the media, with this cancel culture, with this Me Too shit going on, it's like, they're they're looking at these brothers like they are they're super predators. They're looking at them like that. They're guilty. And all of these documentaries, all that dumb bullshit, that don't help. Let's let justice be served. Let's hear the facts. Because all that other stuff is allegation. People, you know, I saw a meme where somebody wrote, he admitted he liked girls because of his song Girls, Girls, Girls. I mean, just silly stuff. People's mind begins to go, they be out in space. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. And for this guy to be the guy who is Tony Busby, for him to be the guy who is the one, representing these people, it's not looking good. It's not. I'd be surprised if she gets anything, right? I would be really surprised. That's another thing. She said, Jay said, he said, look, either reveal who you are or drop the charges, right? We need to know who you are. If you are bold enough, if you're emboldened, right? Because it said, we just read where, his client, Mr. Busby said his client was emboldened by Jay-Z's tactics. So if you're emboldened, then come out. Jay-Z said either come out or drop the charges. Let's see who you are. Show your face. You throwing a stone, but don't hide your hand. You can have it both ways. Let us know who you are. You're not 13 no more. You're a grown up now. So show your face. And I wanted to mention this because this is something similar. It's good Jay-Z sued. It reminds me of Drake suing Kendrick Lamar's, suing that company. He was right to do that. He was right to do that. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like that. I don't care though. He was right. He was right. I'd have did the same thing. You made a charge. You made a claim, bruh. And they used that as a scheme to get that played, to get that marketed, to get that on the charts. Right? That's not right. Especially in the climate that we live in today. That's some serious. That wasn't just your mama's ugly, your feet stink. It wasn't typical hip hop stuff, right? You made a claim. You claimed I am a sexual offender on a record, right? Yeah, that's not cool. This is my livelihood. I have a brain, especially the way people are these retrograde charges that are being brought back. I'm saying Drake did the right thing, just like Jay-Z's doing the right thing by protecting his name, by protecting his legacy, and by protecting his brand. That's the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do because we see what's happening. We've seen so many times, right? How these charges have come back up from hell. They went back to the 70s for Bill Cosby, and he was totally innocent. The man was innocent. If you don't believe me, go look at the court documents. Go research that case. Look at them sealed documents. Them women, they consented to that. They knew what it was. They knew exactly what it was. But yeah, so that was a shrewd move on Jay-Z's part. That was very shrewd on his part for him to sue back like that. I wanted to say this, right? I showed those videos. I had my little takeaways. One of my takeaways is, listen, why civil suits and not criminal charges, right? Add this to the conversations, ladies and gentlemen. Does justice have a price tag? Is there a price tag that you put on justice? Would you allow your loved one to be violated as long as the promise of compensation, of a large compensation, was up ahead? I wouldn't. Once your innocence is stolen, you can never get it back. There's no amount of money, there's no life that can be given in return. It's gone. All of these people, I'm not saying that these people are lying. I'm not saying that they're telling the truth. I'm just saying it's telling that you would go straight to the civil court and not the criminal. That's telling. I'd want criminal charges for my loved ones. It's no amount of money, none that you can give me. I mean, and you heard what the brother said. In New York, that's considered rape. Is like he violently raped her. He held her down. That's what she's claiming. She was held down and raped. That's horrible. That's horrible. You asking for a payday. Beside that, no, you need to do some really, you need death. The price of that is death. Yeah, you don't take anything from a woman or no children. Are you crazy? You gotta die, bruh. Sorry. But yeah, that's really telling that they would do that. And then due process. Just, being in conversations with people about these topics, it gets frustrating because people have feminist undergirds and they'll make it about something that is not, right? They'll make it about what's some arguments that I've heard, and I understand it. Um, you know, they'll say, well, just because I remember hearing this with Puffy and with Jay-Z, right? Well, just because he's a celebrity and he's affluent and black, that doesn't mean he didn't do it. and people are, that would be absolutely right. Nobody's saying that. We're saying that just because they are affluent and black, most times the common belief or the common narrative is that they are guilty until proven innocent. Right? We're just merely saying be just. Justice is balanced. Justice is balanced. And the reason I said with the feminist undergirds, because I understand it, people who have been traumatized in that way, they feel some kind of way when they hear these things. I totally get it. I totally get it. That's warranted. I understand it. I just know that we have to understand that justice is blind and it's unbiased and it's unemotional. And justice looks past our personal traumas into those facts, those objective facts, right? Rise above emotion into the thinking of God or the thinking of divinity. You have to look past yourself. We do it with other things, right? We're able to look past our own personal emotions for the greater good. And sometimes people can't do that. Sometimes that's hard for people to do. So when I'm in conversations and people say, "Oh, well, Puffy, he could have done that," or Jay, he could have did that. It's not about that. It's about giving them justice. You got to prove. The burden of proof is on you. Whoever's alleging it, you have to now prove in the American judicial system. You have to be able to show and prove, right? What you're saying is correct. Yeah. Ultimately, though, I don't know if we've seen enough by now. They've prosecuted dead black men in Michael Jackson. They've over prosecuted wealthy black men in R. Kelly. They've put people in jail for lesser crimes than what they were convicted of in Tupac. And now they are trying to pin a rape jacket on Jay-Z. Right? Not even a criminal rape jacket, a civil suit. They're trying to put it on Jay-Z. And they're saying it's more to come. They're saying there was a lot of people standing around. This guy said he had secrets and he's going to expose a lot of people. Tony Buzbee out of Houston. He's going to expose plenty of people, several people, So yeah, I don't really expect justice out of the American judicial system, but it would be nice if melanated people, if original people, if black people could at least say, listen, at the very least, say, hey, we are going to wait for all the facts. We are going to wait for the court proceedings and the jury deliberation before we just assume, regardless of how dire or how clear it looks. We're going to offer our brothers and sisters justice, fairness, right? That's it. That's all. If they are found where the facts match the crime and they've committed it, justice dictates that they fry. But now, if we find that justice has been tampered, just like with Young Thug, that's the reason why Young Thug got what he got. They were trying so hard to get him. They were trying so hard to get that young man. They were trying so hard. They began to now add things in that weren't even relevant to the trial. They began breaking laws. They began to do all sorts of things. And he had to get probation, right? They couldn't give him any jail time. He got 15 years probation, something like that. But the judge is coercing witnesses. I mean, it was all kind of foul stuff going on. Like, is this a courtroom or a circus? So I'm just hoping that we'll unite and at least afford each other that justice that that we so desperately, that we personally yearn for when we ourselves get into trouble, when we get in a bind. But yeah, that's really all I had, man. I just wanted to come on here and speak about that. Show you guys a little bit of information about that. Who that Tony Buzbee cat is, what he's alleging, what has happened with Jay-Z, what's going on with him. I think you know what? I think I have. Do I have one more? I think I do have one more. It's a couple minutes before I get out of here. I'll show y'all this. Hopefully this. Let's see. Hopefully this thing will act right. Well, all right. It's the last one I'll show you guys. Then we're going to get out of here.
Jay-Z has been sued for drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl in a lawsuit tied to rapper Sean Diddy Combs. A lawsuit the music mogul is calling, quote, a blackmail attempt. Now, in the documents obtained by TMZ, Jay-Z is named by an anonymous accuser who says the rapper and Diddy drugged and raped her back in 2000. The plaintiff, who is suing as Jane Doe, says the alleged assault occurred at an after party following the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, the accuser originally filed a lawsuit against Diddy in October in which he claimed the Bad Boy Records founder and an unnamed celebrity proceeded to assault her while an unnamed female watched. The accuser has since named Jay-Z as the other celebrity in the alleged assault, as she refiled her lawsuit against Diddy to include his name on Sunday. Jay-Z's representatives have responded to the lawsuit with a statement from the rap mogul, who says that he was determined, quote, to expose the accuser for the fraud they are. To speak more on this, I do want to bring in Andrew Cherkasky, who is a former federal prosecutor and military veteran, who is now a high-profile criminal defense and civil trial lawyer. Andrew, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Live Now from Fox.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So I did want to ask you this. The accuser originally filed this lawsuit back in October, only naming Sean Diddy Combs, now amending that lawsuit to include the name of Jay-Z. Initial reactions to this, does that shock you? And from your legal perspective, why might this change have occurred?
Well, these are very serious allegations, but Jay-Z has vehemently denied them. We have been seeing this trend since the criminal case was brought. There has been this influx of allegations from civil attorneys bringing civil lawsuits, looking for a really gigantic amount of money from both Diddy as well as those that they say were involved. One of the trends that I think is very concerning is this idea that they name an unnamed individual and then they send essentially a demand to their representatives and to them individually for some sort of settlement prior to them revealing the name. Can they resolve that? And it appears here with Jay-Z that this type of demand went to Jay-Z. He said he's not paying a penny. In fact, he said not a red cent, suggesting he sees this as blood money, and that he was not going to do this, and that he's the victim of an extortion scheme. That could be the case, and that could be something that, as time goes by, we see more information about whether these allegations really were founded in sufficient truth to bring them forward in the first place.
So what are the next steps now that Jay-Z's name is connected with the lawsuit against Diddy? What happens legally?
Well, he'll have to defend himself. And so the first thing you have when you have a complaint against you is you have the answer to that complaint. There may even be legal avenues that they can take to try to quash the complaint or complain about something having not been done correctly, but he'll have to answer to it, deny those allegations to the extent that he's able to do so, just as he's been doing in the media. So this will be something that goes on for an extended period of time, but this will come down to the facts and potentially testimony about what did or didn't happen.
And Andrew, for our viewers, I wanted to share this. This is the statement that Jay-Z released. Quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics." And so, Andrew, taking a look at this, and also I did also want to ask you, when it comes to the alleged victim, the person who is filing this lawsuit, right now, this is a Jane Doe situation. Is there any circumstance where a judge would compel this individual to reveal her identity or their identity publicly because of the high profile nature and the seriousness of these allegations?
Well, to kind of piece that apart, first, Jay-Z says, bring this in criminal court. Well, we have to note that the DOJ has not named him, has not brought those allegations. And I think that they would be very interested in a case like this if there were actual criminal acts that occurred. So you have to wonder why this hasn't been handled criminally to start with. The standard in a civil court is much lower than in a criminal court, beyond a reasonable doubt in a criminal court. preponderance of the evidence in a civil court. As for the name of the victim and whether she can remain a Jane Doe or whether that will come out as her actual name, there is precedent for both being the case. And it deals with a number of factors concerning the publicity, the ability to defend yourself, the ability to rebut things in public. So there have been folks who have been forced to reveal their names in the Diddy case so far, and also many people are going by the Jane Does. So we'll see what happens, but there will be a point of reckoning where that story will have to be told in an open courtroom with a jury, and determinations made if this pursues itself all the way to the end.
Andrew, before we let you go, is there anything else that you're keeping a very close eye on when it comes to these sorts of developments?
I'm keeping a very close eye on the attorneys that are bringing these civil lawsuits that seem to be doing a lot more investigation, seem to be having a lot more information than the FBI and the DOJ. That's highly suspect to me. There is certainly a large financial interest in what's happening with these lawsuits and the position Diddy's in. So I think that it's very important to maintain the presumption of innocence with folks that are being accused. Obviously, people are very curious about what's happening, and we want to make sure that anybody who violated children or committed any types of crimes are held responsible. But we have to have responsibility in the presumptions of innocence versus the salaciousness of these stories and the sprint to presume guilt that we see sometimes in especially social media and those types of posts.
Absolutely. Important point to note there, Andrew. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
So yeah, just a little bit more breaking down Jay-Z, what's going on and what's in the future. So yeah, man. I see you, Jamel. Listen, for everybody that tuned in, I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. It's that time for me to say goodbye. Listen, hopefully you guys have a most positive, productive, and peaceful rest of your week. It's the holidays, so it's getting ready to get crazy out there on the streets. I know people got their people getting ready to start buying that gift, buying them gifts, spending that money up. So yeah, man, make sure you're being safe out there. Like I say, have a positive, productive, and most peaceful rest of your week. Like I said, y'all go check out the new merch. Lead with Logic 7. We got the nice brims. We got the nice hoodies. It's hoodie season. They're nice and plush, nice and warm. This one right here is the peach overlay. Yeah, so y'all check me out, leadwithlogic7.com. That's where you can check out all the gear, all the apparel. So, man, I appreciate y'all. And may we meet again in the light of understanding. Until then, peace.